We are back. Falcons franchise. The last episode, it was pretty fun. It was our season opener against the Chiefs. Now, I don't remember the exact score, but it was not 27-17. I think it was like 20-14. So what actually happened was the EA servers crashed. I'd assume something like that because it said, I was no longer logged in. And, I could have just technically done the game over again, but the game was already over when it crashed. I was just looking at the stats. So all I did was just give the Chiefs the force win. And it does suck in a way because Richie Grant did get injured, but at the same time we had Greg Little, Addison Nolan, and William Jackson injured in that game. So it's kind of, as you see, Deion Jones got NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Kind of tough. Alright, we're going to talk trash about the Saints. They're so far the only team that has not won a division. Year 1, it was the Falcons. Year 2, it was the Buccaneers, who are currently leading after they were the only one to win. And year 3, last season, the Carolina Panthers. If you technically want to look, like, I guess we could have technically won the division last season since we did go to farthest in the playoffs. Yeah, I don't know, but we're not going to count that because the regular season and the playoffs are completely different things. They have 99 overall Alvin Kamara. They have Ian Book once again at their quarterback. They have Mitch Trubisky as a backup. I think we're going to defend the short. We're going to defend the inside run, actually. They have a very bad offense. They have a pretty bad defense, but at the same time, it is middle of the pack. It says throwing the ball is the move. We're going to actually go where it says it's slowest, and we're going to try and throw it medium. We have a pretty bad offense and a pretty bad defense, like always, except kind of weird. We usually have the best offense or the best defense and the worst offense, but we don't look very good so far. As we're number 26 defense, number 31 offense, so we're pretty bad. As Deion Jones, the player of the week, is going to be missing at least today's game with a turf toe injury. Oops. Make sure no one up here was injured. Okay, I didn't corrupt my recording. Sometimes it'll corrupt my recording if I do that. It usually doesn't, but just in case. So we're going to be missing Deion Jones for this game. We're also going to be missing Richie Grant. Richie Grant coming into a contract year. It is a bit tough, but we do get upgrades for a few key guys. Keandre Jones probably being the most important out of all of them. Regional focus scouting. We've already done this. I usually do it week 1. As you can see, we have all this. And the reason I have free safety, strong safety is because I don't know what we're going to do with Richie Grant. We also have some staff points we might as well spend. We're going to probably spend on player personnel because as you can see, we're near maxed out on everything else. And I guess we could buy this. We'll buy 1 for that. And we'll buy 1 for player personnel. What does this cost? There we go. Are we able to 40? Non-actual will be valued 1 dev higher than actual in trade. Okay, so what that means is normal players will be valued as stars, star will be valued as superstar, and superstar will be valued at X Factor. And obviously X Factor is the highest tier, so you can't, value an X Factor higher than already is. But without further ado, let's see how long Deion Jones is out actually. And we'll view their injury report. He's going to just miss today's game. And then we head to the Saints. They're going to be missing Darren Church and Cole Holcomb. Holcomb is an X Factor. and Darren Church is probably their second best receiver behind Michael Thomas. We're going to take a quick look at their roster. We obviously know they're still rocking Ian Book. They have Mitch Trubisky. They also have Jacob Eason and Greg Henderson. Let's see. Greg Henderson may become their future starter. Either him or Jacob Eason. Mitch Trubisky is up there in age, and Ian Book, I believe, is going into a contract year, so who knows what they're going to do for him. They have Kamara. They then have Fad Golson and Eli Levy. Maybe Levi. Fullback, they have Andy Janovich. They have Michael Thomas, Darren Church, who is not going to be playing this game. They have Bryce Simpson, who's a superstar. They have Peter Morgan, so we're probably going to see Bryce Simpson and Peter Morgan a bit more. Then they also have Kalen McCoy and Tom Parker. Tight end, they have Adam Trotman, Bryce Hopkins, and Ron Hoffman. Justin School. Actually, no, we probably won't. Elijah Wilkinson, Cody Whitehair, and Andres Pete. They have Eric McCoy and David Widener. Does he have a depth trait? No, he is just plain normal. They have Cesar Ruiz and Vitae. We're not even try. Then have Ryan Ramczyk, who is a superstar, and Ben Norris, who is a rookie, and he is hidden. Left end, they have Cam Jordan and Devin Valentine, who is also hidden. They have Marcus Davenport and Jeremy Morris. Just normal. Marcus Davenport, pretty solid player overall wise. They then have David Onyemata, Bobby Brown, and Larry Golden, who is also hidden. So it seems the Saints had an outstanding draft. Cole Holcomb is injured, so Curtis Glover is going to be the starter. Then have Josie Jewell, James Pratt, who's normal, and Dwayne Rucker. Pete Warner and Monty Pearson. Cornerback, they have Marshawn Lattimore, Connor Hartwell, Paulson Adebo, Devin St. Clair, and Roderick Hill. Free safety Marcus Williams and Shamir Ellerbe. And strong safety, they have CJ Gardner-Johnson and Antoine Gray, who is also hidden. They have Josh Lambo and they have Bradley Pinion. But without further ado, just gonna get straight into the game. And we're once again Thursday night football. This is the second week in a row. Very interesting. So potentially winner of this game will be leader of the South. It just, well, if we win, we might be. It depends on what the Buccaneers do. And potentially the Panthers, because if the Panthers and Buccaneers play. But a great return there by the Saints.
Let's go, boys. Bring it up.
The Saints cannot lead the division because they will not have the head-to-head advantage over the Buccaneers. Because they played week 1, Buccaneers won. I think I checked the score, but first and 10 from the 34. See Kamara in motion. It's going to be a toss to him, and he has a lot of room to run. And great blocking by Bryce Simpson, I believe, the second-year player on A.J. Terrell as well. Very interesting matchups we're going to see. A.J. Terrell, Michael Thomas. I'm excited for this matchup. Then we also probably have, I'd say, William Jackson would be on Bryce Simpson. And then Rashad Fenton is the slot cornerback. And we might see guys like TJ Green, Cole Pryor, Rowie Roby, and Jalen Hawkins and Colin Hampton, because those guys are sub guys. But the Saints are already starting to drive. Kamara is really dominating this run game. The Saints have kind of rocked the same quarterback the whole time. They rocked Jameis Winston the first year of this franchise. And that's going to be a sack. That's Jalen Phillips. First year, Saints rocked with Jameis Winston. They didn't let him walk, and I believe he went to Miami, where he might still be. About 3rd and 14, Book throwing and complete to the 33. That's going to make it a 50-yard field goal attempt. And ever since after Jameis Winston, they've rocked with Ian Book. 50-yard kick is good. And I saw the Chargers and Buccaneers are going to be playing against each other. So I don't really know how that's going to work. I believe more than likely the Buccaneers are going to lead the South, though, after Game 2, practically no matter what the results are. I believe we are the only team. It is only going to be Week 2, but I believe we are the only team that has a chance, depending on how these games go. It's a handoff to Gordon. And Gordon's going to be up to 28 for a gain of 3. It's going to be up 2nd and 7. By the way, the Saints had a very good first drive. Really, even though it says we had the slight momentum, that was a gain of 5, I want to say, Kyle Pitts. They had a very good tone-setting drive. And Gordon, he's going to fight his way up to the 40-yard line for a first down. Looks like he would have barely got it, but either way, it would have been a first down. As it was a bad snap, but that actually works out in their favor, as that's good handoff from Steve Leslie as he gets 11. Getting his first carry of the season. Melvin Gordon was the only running back to be appeared last season. I found out why. It was because, I don't remember what the exact settings are, but I then said it, where Steve Leslie is now our 3rd down and, what was it? Power. 3rd down and power halfback. As Gordon's not going to go anywhere. He's going to lose 2, actually. So now Leslie should get a bit more involved. Darrell Williams is the backup for both of those spots. So if anything were to happen to Leslie, we would probably see Darrell Williams. But Kevin Fox ultimately will not get any playing time once again. And this Falcons O-line is not holding up well. We've really tried to invest in it this whole time. We even did a bit more. We moved Addison Nolan to right tackle, which I thought would be a move for the best, but it turns out it hasn't really been so far. And we did sign Austin Jackson. So once the Greg Little has played very well, but I ultimately do not think we're going to give him a contract extension nonetheless. So once Greg Little's gone, Austin Jackson's going to be that left tackle, and we're going to see how he plays. Also, that was the end of quarter 1. That quarter flew by very fast. Book looking. He has Trotman. Actually, I don't think that's Trotman. That's tight end, though. It looks like we're not going to get a name, but it's going to be another handoff to Kamara. And there to stop it was someone, but they missed the tackle. Kamara averaging just under 4 yards per carry. Having a very solid game, as you'd expect from a 99 overall. As what the heck just happened? Jalen Phillips just got frozen, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. We're going to actually exit. Like, what was this? As you can see, Jalen Phillips, like, what is happening here? It also looks like 82. That's Adam Trotman. Looks like they both just froze. They have. I'm gonna make sure I get a snap of this. Okay, now what the heck is my controller doing? Snap. Snap. There we go, that's a better one. My controller, I think, was starting to auto drift. But either way, it's going to be third down. I guess it really wasn't game changing there. Because if only one of the players, buddy, you're in a contract year. You cannot be playing like that. How did you not read that? It's one-on-one, and you decide to take the inside lane. It's a goddamn quarterback. You can easily take the quarterback down.
Good work, D.
In case you're wondering as well, Oluku more than likely will not return, as Kamara just runs straight through the middle. And this is tough to see. A once dominant defensive powerhouse has now fallen. It's only week 2, to be fair, but still. It is looking like we could be in contention for a number 1 pick, maybe even, probably not number 1, but like top 5-ish. As there is a penalty, if I had to guess, it'd be an ineligible receiver downfield. John Kaminsky, what are you doing? We are struggling. We are struggling a lot.
Good breakup, baby. Good breakup all day.
That should have arguably been pass interference on whoever was guarding Michael Thomas there, it looked like. But, and right there to stop it, that's Jalen Phillips. And that's probably going to bring out the field goal unit, and it will, for a 22-yard attempt. So the defense The defense holds strong there, but ultimately I'd rather them not. I'd rather them play either 60 minutes of good football or 60 minutes of bad football. Well, maybe even more depending on overtime and all that. Also, Kevin Fox is going to be our new return man. For at least, I'd say, probably 2 weeks. As Hurts, he's going to use his legs. Way to escape from there. As he gets 9. I was so thinking he was going to get sacked. No, that was probably any other quarterback on our roster. Besides maybe PJ Walker. Because we don't have many fast quarterbacks. I don't believe Lorenzo Northcutt or Nick Bourne are fast. So that's going to take us to a 2-minute warning. He probably would have just been sacked or threw it away. As that's complete the Pitts for the first down. It is only week 2, but I'm starting to get a bit concerned on if we made the wrong choice. Now, originally what I wanted to happen was I wanted to sign Jalen Hurts to a 1-year deal in free agency, but ultimately we would not have a lot of cap space if we would have done that. because the shorter deals are, the more expensive they are. So, yeah, I gave him a 2-year. And I really wanted to draft one of the top 3 quarterbacks, and lucky for us, one of the guys was like falling in our laps, and we were like, alright, we're not trading up with the Chiefs. There's no reason that the Chiefs are going to take a quarterback in the first round. And lo and behold, the Chiefs take Brent McGraw, 31st overall. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know if that means they're going to move on from Mahomes. I don't know if they're taking him for trade bait, you know, in case the team wants to give up a lot for him. I don't know what that means. Either that or I don't know if they wanted us to have another successful quarterback. Because we obviously did get one in Chris Horn. He has had a pretty successful career in Minnesota, but he was not very good in Atlanta. Same with Drew Lock. He's had a very successful career in Tampa Bay, just wasn't in Atlanta. And Matt Ryan had a good career with us. He didn't do that well in Pittsburgh, but he's retired after 1 year in Pittsburgh, so he was a guy who just got straight up cut. As a bad pass is thrown, and William Jackson, I believe, goes all the way. That was horrible coverage, by the way. All me and Book had to do was make a good pass. But instead, William Jackson, who I believe was probably playing for the QB scramble instead of the actual catch. That's what happens when you have a veteran like William Jackson. The older you get, usually, the worse you get. Unless you're a guy like Tom Brady, where, you know, you put yourself in a perfect situation, giving yourself a top 3 offense, and then, you know, have the Brady stand and say, oh my god, bro, he is so good. Annoying. Very annoying. I must say, Brady stands. Y'all annoying. Brady, I think Brady was better in New England. He had worse targets, and he had pretty solid stats there. Like, I'd sure hope if you have better players, you have better stats. Like, ooh. That's going to do it for the half. And here's the halftime report. As we can see, we have some very important games. We have the Chargers and Buccaneers, the Rams and Panthers. That's a huge one, division-wise. I'd say Cowboys and Eagles will probably be a good matchup to look forward to. Chargers and Buccaneers, like we said. The Browns and Chiefs, a pretty good matchup we'll probably see. And the Packers and Bills, apparently, Sunday Night Football. The Packers no longer with Aaron Rodgers. I believe Aaron Rodgers may have retired. I know. Was it last season? I think it was, where he was on the Eagles. He spent his whole career at the Packers, then spent one final year at the Eagles, and I believe just retired after that.
Here we go. Here we go.
The Eagles managed to win the 1 seed, I believe, and then just got bounced in the second round. So their first round, I believe, by the Buccaneers, who we then ended up defeating, and then defeated the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs obviously took that very personal. The second time in 3 years we defeated them. But at the same time, Chiefs, you've been to the Super Bowl every year since this franchise has started. So, yeah, I don't really care. As that's going to be complete to Ridley. So the Chiefs have been in the Super Bowl since the 49ers. So when they beat the 49ers, the year before that they lost to the Patriots in the conference championship game. Also, if you want my opinion on the overtime rules, as you can see, a very talked about point. I feel like, oh, bad throw. Both teams should get one possession. You're allowed to do whatever you want, touchdown. So, like, if the first team that gets the ball scores a touchdown, they can do what they want, extra point or go for two, as Hurts scrambles for the first down. And if the team, because everyone's like, okay, well, it's not fair because the other team doesn't get the ball. If that team does not like the chances they have, the second team, they can just score a touchdown and go for two if they know. And then after that, I feel like it should be next score wins. I feel like we could do like kind of college rules as well if you want to integrate it. Like both teams get like a drive at like the 30-yard line or a 20 to 25, wherever. And they get, manager, good catch, Kyle Pitts. Let's go. And then, that really doesn't matter. Like, you can kind of decide from there. But after that first drive is done by each team, I feel like you then start the 10-minute clock. And next score wins. So that way you can kind of integrate well, there might not even be a need for that 10-minute overtime period. Because one team might go for the extra point, the other might go for two, and right there and then the game's over. No matter what happens, as long as they don't go for the extra point. Like, so that's my concept on what I believe. Now, I don't really know how to as that's going to be a touchdown. I don't really know what else to do there. Like, where it could be, like what I said in the 20, 25, 30-yard line. Like, I don't really care about any of that. I just feel like, both teams get at least one drive. And after that, next score wins. It just kind of makes sense.
Let's go, fellas.
Because obviously, like the Chiefs, in what year was that? The year they lost to the Patriots. Andy Reid wanted to change the rules. And I believe it was only him and the Cowboys. So, I believe for a rule to pass in the NFL, it has to be 2/3 of the league. So, 2/3, what? 3/4 of the league. So, 24 out of the 32 teams, I believe, have to agree, at least. I don't think it's majority. I don't think it's 17-15. I think it has to be 3/4 of the league has to agree. And I believe I think the Bills are one of the teams who probably want it. I think the Colts are the team that proposed the idea. And that's just my stand. I'll probably make a separate video trying to go into depth over some rule changes I feel like should be applied. And I'll give you a bit of a spoiler in case that video does happen. I'm more than likely going to talk about the taunting penalty. I won't go too in depth in it, but I think I've said in some old videos on what I want in the taunting wise. As I just now realized we're winning 14-6. I haven't really been paying attention to this game much, I'm going to be honest. As we lead this game 14-6, 2nd and 14, Hurts, looking, throwing, it's complete. That's Kyle Pitts who has his X factor. He's going to be at the 32-yard line. As we're going to have to call at least one more play, and it's 3rd and 1. I could very well see a run to Wesley here. No, that is Gordon. Never mind. I'll probably be Wesley.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
That's going to do it for quarter number 3. The Falcons lead 14-6 with the ball on their own 35. First and 10, 8 minutes left to go. Both teams have all free timeout, and Atlanta has maxed out momentum. As that's going to go maybe for a gain of 1. That was a great defense stop there by number 73. I feel like this was a very even matchup, both injury-wise, because we were missing our safety and middle linebacker. They were missing a, what was it, receiver? And other position, I can't remember. Oh, wow. So I feel like, I know it was a starter, I believe, either starter or second string. So like a rotational guy. So a guy who would still get in a fair amount. As we're going to now, who's Dorian Effridge. That means our only middle linebacker, actual middle linebacker we have, is Boyfred Oluku. I don't even think we have a guy in our practice squad. I could be wrong about that one, actually. Third and 12. From the 12. You more than likely gotta punt this ball if you don't even get close. If it's like 4th and 1, I'd consider going. It don't even matter. It's Adam Trotman coming up clutch, getting the first down to the 30-yard line. Now I feel like no matter what the situation is, you gotta go for it if you're the Saints. We're now looking at 5 minutes. Under 5 minutes. I tried to predict it. You're now only like half a yard away. And with under 4.5 left to go, those 3 timeouts, it isn't really going to do as much as you think. So you're going to be against the clock the whole time. As great defense by William Jackson. And the Saints are going to elect to punt the ball away. Bryce Simpson was the intended receiver, I believe, but William Jackson just played great defense. Fair catch by Kevin Fox. And now with 4:14 left, the Atlanta Falcons get the ball back. And if I'm the Saints, I'm probably not using my timeouts. Okay. So I wouldn't use a timeout here. Now, depending on what happens here, I consider. If they don't convert on 3rd down and they stay in bounds and stuff, I'm taking a timeout. Okay. At the 30. Ashton Nolan gets injured. That stops the clock for the Saints. That's going to leave Taylor Martinez to come in as the backup right tackle. Now Hurts throwing, and that's complete. That is Derek Gore. And the Falcons extend the drive. Gordon's struggling a bit. I really liked how our offense has played today. We've taken a very bad approach. I don't believe we have the good coordinator, but I've really liked how, Hurts has kind of came in this second game. So Kyle Pitts, he's also played amazing. That's going to also take us to a 2-minute warning. So now the Saints probably, if I'm the Saints, no matter what the play call here is on 1st down, I am not calling a timeout. I'm just... You shouldn't. Steve Wesley finds a hole, making sure to stay in bounds to the 28. And the Saints use their first timeout of the half. That run by Steve Wesley is going to more than likely seal the game. A 1st down now would end it. More than likely. There'd still be a slight chance for the Saints, but ultimately, I'd count them out. Gordon up to the 20. And now a 1st down would definitely end the game, assuming, they don't go out of bounds or like an injury from the Falcons, stuff like that. Hand off to Gordon. And that is going to do it, assuming the Falcons played their cards right. They are. And the Atlanta Falcons are going to come out of this game on top. What are we looking at time? It's only 35. Okay. Give the carry to Gordon. Pad his stats a bit. And this is going to have like 17 seconds left. And are we going to see a field goal by the Falcons? They're in formation. Are they going to hike it though? They will. And the Falcons are going to win this game 17-6. And I'm just going to quickly finish game because last time EA kind of screwed me. I'm just going to finish the game so the game will save and we'll just look at the box score in the schedule. So that way, you know. But what is the report on Addison Nolan? We have 2 new injuries, so that is not good. Deion Jones. Oh my. Woohoo! We're going to be. We have a recap. Time around for the team. We're going to advance the next week. Let's hope we don't have any important things. As we win, we now advance to 1-1. 1-1, I mean. And the Buccaneers win their game. We have a lot. What the heck? The Broncos signed Nick Boren. Are you kidding me? Oh. Damn. Really, Broncos? That's not the right team. There we go. Let's see. Did you actually? He's your 4th string. Why would you sign him? Well, next episode, we have a lot of holes to fill practice squad wise. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players. Jonathan Baker, Brian Ware, Nick Boren, Jack Walsh. I don't even remember him. Eric Hillman and Tevin Childers. And Deion Jones is going to be back from injury. But for those of you interested in stats, we just go over here. Box score, player stats. Hurts was 114 for 1 touchdown, no interceptions. Book 94, no touchdowns, interception. And he was 10 for 15. Hurts was 13 for 15. Rushing wise, Gordon 18 for 52. Kamara 14 for 44. Wesley 3 for 35. Book 2 for 22. Hurts 4 for 13. And Andy Janovich 1 for 5. Receiving, Pitts 8 for 71 and a touchdown. Kamara 3 for 26. Thomas 3 for 26. Trotman 2 for 25. Ridley 2 for 21. Derek Gore 1 for 12. Ron Hoffman 1 for 12. Steve Wesley 2 for 10. And Bryson Hopkins 1 for 5. Blocking, sacks allowed by Matt Hennessy, Ezra Cleveland, Ryan Ramczyk, and Cesar Ruiz. Defensively, 2 tackles for a loss for David Onimenda, Cameron Jordan, Grady Jarrett, and Jalen Phillips. 1 for Foyce DeLucun, Jalen Hawkins, Saquon Hampton, Curtis Glover, Larry Golden, and John Kaminsky. 2 sacks for David Onimenda, 1 for Grady Jarrett and Jalen Phillips. Interception for William Jackson, and he got a touchdown off of it. Kicking, both sides were perfect. Punting, Bailey 3 for 145, Pinion 2 for 88. Kick return, Tom Parker 3 for 65. Fox 1 for 12. Punt return, Fox 1 for 1, and Simpson 1 for 0. But that is practically going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed. I did. And next week, we probably... Okay. Now, you see this player meeting, short week. This is our third Thursday night game in a row. Getting kind of ridiculous. But in the next episode, we'll probably watch it since it is Thursday night football. We have mock draft one, we have player meeting, we have the weekly strategy. Then we have to fill some practice squad holes. Now, we're also just gonna. We're more than likely gonna bring in a free agent quarterback. Practice squad eligible. There's only 4 people. Mick Peterson. We have Quentin Biggers. We have John Sam Buki. And Joey Martin. Now, if I'm going to be honest, I think we're going to bring in Quentin Biggers. But I'll get back to that next episode. And with, I think I said everything. We're going to obviously watch the game. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed. I did. And goodbye.